Hi there, Melissa Jane for Lauderhill TV talking with Dr. Lavern dear. Dr. Lavern dear, that was an incredible talk you just did. And just to sum this up really, because it was a lot, but you gave some really practical tips for people to take away as far as protecting themselves. If you can, summarize this and tell the people what they should be doing. You even gave a charge, so tell us about that.
The 3 P's, right? Protect, prevent, and prosecute. That is the charge that everyone in your profession, in your personal life, you can take one of those P's, right? Whether it's the protection, the prevention, or law enforcement case is prosecution, right? And so it's so important for individuals to know and understand that this is a crime that's affecting lives. And when we look at incarceration, substance abuse, mental health, you know, we're looking at that as a whole, but as I mentioned earlier, that you have to look at the root cause. These are the root cause. So, a victim who may have been victimized at a very early age, and while some of them don't make it out, but let's say someone makes it out. Now you have that individual who's struggling with mental health. You had that, and a lot of time that mental health or their trauma goes now into their physical health. I met a victim some years ago when I started this, and she stated that her physical health is so bad. While she made it out, sometimes she wished she didn't. And so this is why I go around and every opportunity I get to talk about this, to educate. And thank God we had some healthcare official individuals as well as law enforcement in the room, because it is that important for them to know that even though you're in healthcare, you still play a role. Right. Because a victim comes seeking treatment. And so you have to be able to identify those signs that if someone keeps coming in for repeated STDs or repeated pregnancies, it's time for you now to start following your organization policy of reporting and identifying that. And it's going to take that healthcare professional. Same thing with law enforcement. You go out there and you know that this is a crime, but you have to also be so well trauma informed, trained, that you handle that victim. So when it's time to prosecute, that prosecutor will have the trust of that victim, not based on the intimidation that you gave them, making them feel as though they are the problem. Re-victimize them, exactly.
Dr. Lavern dear, you know, I've seen you talk on this topic for years. To me, you're probably the number one person to speak on, you know, the problems with human trafficking and safety and all those things. Just give us in like one sentence, if you can, your credentials as far as this topic and how many years you've been doing this, because I've been following you. As you know, we've done this before.
Well, my organization incorporated in 2013. But I started out with a focus on girls in sport holistically, and then around 2014 was when I went to Jamaica, as I mentioned, and I met the young ladies who have been victims of these crimes. And then I came back here and met with our law enforcement, because not law enforcement, but our elected officials, because at that time, the vision that I have is that if we're going to bring long-term sustainable change, we have to change policies. We have to change laws, because that's where the change starts, not just in me talking. And so while I've been talking the talk through these symposium, there you go. I traveled to Tallahassee. In 2023, I was recognized at the state capitol for the work that I've done. The state of Florida now is teaching human trafficking education in schools as a result of my advocacy. So I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk, because it's that much important. We've got to do our part to protect the children in our communities.
Thank you, Dr. Lavern dear. Incredible person. Guys, you must follow what she's doing. She's changing legislation. She's changing lives. So thank you for talking to Lauderhill TV.
Thank you, and follow us on fdwo.org. This is my charity organization, Female Development World Organization. Thank you. And you've been doing a great job. I'm watching you two grow. So thank you for what you're doing. It takes a voice, and it takes your voice to help take the message.
We got to get the message whichever way we can.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.